Aphorism 279. This pure experience shows universally that if the disease do not manifestly depend on a considerable deterioration of an important viscous, even though it belong to the chronic and complicated diseases, and if during the treatment all other alien medicinal influences are kept away from the patient, the dose of the homeopathically selected and highly potentized remedy for the beginning of treatment of an important, especially chronic disease, can never be prepared so small that it shall not be stronger than the natural disease and shall not be able to overpower it, at least in a part, and extinguish it from the sensations of the principle of life, and thus make a beginning of a cure. Explanation. In this aphorism, Dr. Hahnemann has given idea about degree of minuteness. This pure experience universally shows that if disease do not manifest considerable deterioration of an important organ, even though the disease is chronic and complicated, if during treatment other medicinal influences are kept away from the patient, the dose of the homeopathically selected highly potentized remedy for the beginning of the treatment of an important disease can never be prepared so small that it shall not be stronger than the natural disease and shall not be able to overpower it. It should be somewhat stronger than the natural disease, so at least in part it can extinguish from the sensation of vital force, and thus it makes a beginning of cure. The dose should not be prepared so smallest that it can't overcome the natural disease to obtain cure. Aphorism 280. The dose of the medicine that continues serviceable without producing new troublesome symptoms is to be continued while gradually ascending so long as the patient with general improvement begins to feel in a mild degree the return of one or several old original complaints. This indicates an approaching cure through a gradual by succussion. As in aphorism 247, it indicates that the vital principle no longer needs to be affected by the similar medicinal disease in order to lose the sensation of the natural disease. As in aphorism 148, it indicates that the life principle, now free from the natural disease, begins to suffer only something of the medicinal disease hitherto known as homeopathic aggravation. Explanation. In this aphorism, Dr. Hahnemann has given idea about degree of minuteness. The dose of the medicine that acts without producing new troublesome symptoms is to be continued so long as the patient shows general improvement and starts to develop old original complaints in mild degree. This indicates that cure is approaching through a gradual ascending of the moderate doses modified each time by succussion as learned in aphorism 247. Master Hahnemann has said that each time the degree of potency should be increased by succussion. Return of older symptoms and general well-being of the patient indicates that the vital force is now not requiring to be affected by similar medicinal disease in order to get free of sensation of natural disease. It indicates that the vital force is now free from the natural disease and begins to suffer from the medicinal disease which is known as homeopathic aggravation.